Hey everybody, this is Blue. Well, this video is something I've been thinking about for a couple weeks now. Um, I think every one of us has experienced something that kind of freaked us out, kind of spooked us a little, or just went weird. And that is because we're working with new concepts here in in witchcraft and such. When we don't learn it and do it perfectly the first times, there is going to be times something goes wrong, something goes off. And so I'm making this video to tell about my story, and so that other viewers can learn this and maybe learn from others to know that they're doing all right, that everybody has a bad event. So what is my bad event? Well, the most scariest event I had in working with magic and being on my pagan path was the first time that I did astral travel, because I wasn't planning on it. This was during my first year on my path. I was living in a small apartment. I had my altar set up in my bedroom about 4 feet away from my bed. It was just a little cabinet that I was using the top of. And I think I screwed up in setting up my altar, and that's why I had this bad event. At this time, I only had one book about paganism witchcraft, and that was Wicca for Men by A.J. Drew. That was the first book I had when I started this path. So on my altar, I created my own altar cloth. I had bought a white piece of linen, and with a black marker, I not quickly, but I made a pentagram. And I had all the right colored stones to represent my elements. I had a nice dark garnet that I was using for earth, an aquamarine that I was using for water. Okay. I had the amethyst because it's purple, as representing spirit. And so I put these on the corners, well, on the spokes or points of my star that I had. The problem was, because I'm still new to this, and this was a long time ago, internet wasn't the greatest at that time, and I had put these stones in the wrong spot. Whereas I had earth and fire in the right spots, the rest were mixed up. And it's like wiring. You get the stones in the wrong spot and you energize them, you're going to have something bad or stupid happen. Well, I was quite proud that I had created my altar cloth. I had the stones in place, and I wanted to energize my altar. So I got out my altar tile, a little saucer, I put in a tea light candle, and I lit it. And I let it go. So I was doing other things, and I decided that it's getting late, I was going to go to bed. Now, I shut off all the lights in my apartment. I do not like to sleep in lit areas. The darker, the better. And so when I went to bed, I had my altar, I believe, charged. It was looking good. I took my fingers and I put out the light on the tea light candle, and I went to bed. Well, I don't know what time it was, but I woke up. Or at least I thought I woke up. I was in an astral mode. I was trying to get up. I could look around my room with fine detail. It was colored. The problem was there was a light in my living room, and I could see it through the gaps under and above the door. But I knew I turned the lights off. And I tried to get out of bed. Couldn't. There was something on top of me. Now, I have suffered sleep paralysis before, but every time I've had sleep paralysis before, I've always slept on my stomach, and it was like somebody was sitting on my back. But this was different because I was laying on my back and I couldn't get up. I couldn't see anything. Could not see why I couldn't get up, but I couldn't. Man, that was freaking me out. And, I was trying to look around. I couldn't speak, or if I was, it wasn't affecting me one darn bit. And I tried to wake myself up, couldn't. And I was looking around, but I just felt like somebody was sitting on my lap or had their hand on my stomach, and I couldn't get up. And like I said, I was freaking out and all that. I knew there was a light on. I had all my lights out and all that, because if I had my light on in my kitchen, in my dining room, there's a neighbor that I had that would come over and visit at late because he was lonely and he wanted a friend. So I always made sure my light was out. So the last thing I wanted was him pounding at my door at midnight. But I couldn't wake up, and I was trying to figure out myself, how do I get up? How do I resolve this? And so I tried to calm myself down. I tried to do one of those ground and centering exercises, trying to get myself, calmed down. And I was going to see if I can get out of my body that way, or at least fall asleep, because I fell asleep before doing some ground and centering exercises when I was sitting down. And sure enough, I went to sleep. I woke up later on in the morning, and I was able to get up out of bed, and I looked around and my lights were off. So that just freaked me out. I think this all happened because I had 3 stones in the wrong place. Like I said, my spirit, the stone that I had, the amethyst, for spirit was like where the air should be. Air was where water was supposed to be, and water was where air should be. And so if you have a wrong configuration, it's like wiring up a computer wrong. Yeah, you're going to have the power go on, something's going to go on, but it doesn't work right. And so I think because my altar was set up wrong, and I had it energized, that it either opened up a portal of some sort, or it just put the wrong energy in the room and messed me up. But anyway, hey, that's my story on the scariest thing that ever happened to me while working on witchcraft paganism. I would love to hear yours. If you want to, please make a video about it. I think other people would be interested, or just leave your comments below. So everybody, please take care. Be at peace.